I think he is, but he's not involved in that first phase. It's a decent stop. But again, no one really switching on. Once the goalkeeper makes that save, you see a lot of the red shirts are all ball watching, all standing. They've got to react. People got to switch on, but a lot quicker than that. Make sure they follow it up.
No one moved.
No one moved.
The ball came back off the goalkeeper, and they're all standing there pointing. And you're talking about two new signings in Rudy and Sularu standing right in there. You would have thought they'd been keen to impress.
Yep. You have to keep on the move there. You just have to anticipate, expect the ball is going to come back off the goalkeeper, and you're there to boot it away, to make sure you're there first. But static, I'm afraid, is the only way you can describe that Bayern defensive phase. Wasn't good enough. Goalkeeper rescued him initially, but couldn't do nothing about Koulibaly's follow-up.
It wasn't great. Remember, they've lost 3-0 to Liverpool, 4-0 to Milan, 2-0 to Inter.
Well, with this team, with this particular team that Carlo Ancelotti has fielded today, at the end of the world, if they lose, if this team comes off second best to this Napoli side. But this is exactly why he's picked this team now, to see how they react in this sort of situation. Which of the younger boys is able to influence a game in this sort of situation now where you're chasing it?
They've got injury problems, haven't they, as well? And maybe he's looking at one or two to stand up, be counted, stick their hand in the air and say, pick me, gaffer.
Yep.
Napoli scored 94 goals on their way to finishing third in Serie A last season. Not enough to get them into the Champions League group stages. They've got to play off like Liverpool, but they can't be incisive like that. Callahan coming in from the right-hand side. If he'd got a touch on that, it would have been two.
Yeah, this was the shot from Vidal a few minutes ago. Maggio just doing enough to slow that one down, and then this is the goal. Look at those red shirts react now. They're just standing there, rooted to the spot. Of course, kindly for Koulibaly, and he slams it into the back of the net. That's the other side that you try and impress to younger players. It's all well and good having it off the goalkeeper when he rolls it out. You can start playing and knocking it into midfield. Players have it back, clipping balls forward. But it's that side of the game. That's where you trust your older heads and you rely on experienced pros to make sure that that sort of stuff doesn't happen.
Bayern really got a humbling yesterday, so you wouldn't have been surprised if there was a sparse crowd today for this game. It has been better than maybe I thought it would be. They were advertising tickets on social media prior to the game, saying that they were still available. It's been up and down pre-season for Carlo Ancelotti, more downs than up. Come on.
What I would say, Sam, about that, we've all had pre-seasons where everything's going swimmingly and you start the season, you lose your first game, and all of a sudden you get off to a bit of a bad start. And the flip side of that, also had pre-seasons where it doesn't look that great, and yet when the big games come around, you've managed to get it going and you get out the blocks and you're up and running. So necessarily a right or wrong. Of course, if you can choose, yes, you'd like to be playing well, you'd like to be amongst the goals, you'd like your back four, your goalkeeper to be settled and looking like they're determined to keep clean sheets. Liverpool last night looked like a team, didn't they, that are enjoying being in possession of the ball, working hard without it, and looking in good shape. That doesn't necessarily mean they'll get off to a flying start.
But they had a good start last season, didn't they? After a really good pre-season, they beat Barcelona at Wembley just before the start of the campaign, and then went on and did well. And they'll be hoping for a similar effect this time around.
They look so dangerous. They look good. They really do. What Liverpool have to do is they have to win those games they're expected to win, because I think against any of the big teams they'll frighten anyone.
Here's Tillman stroking it towards Vinsheimer, but it's cut out by Maggio. Zielinski was fouled by Marco Friedel. I mentioned that defensively Bayern were all over the shop yesterday. Weren't great at that set piece. Boateng, when he's fit, will improve that, I'm sure. Carlo Ancelotti said last night in the press conference that they were conceding goals and have been all pre-season that they would normally avoid. They've now conceded 13 goals in 5 games in 20 minutes.
Yeah.